here with Michelle Fleet and Michael Trusnovec. It has to be Taylor time. Yes. So the Paul Taylor season is going to start on Wednesday, March 7th, and run through the 25th of March, about 3 weeks. And it's some of the most fun I have all year, I have to say this.
It is the most fun we all have all year, too.
It's our busiest time.
The wonderful tango piece.
Oh, Piazzolla Caldera.
Yes.
That's back.
It's back this season.
It's so great.
It is a great
so
dance.
great.
It's fun to do.
When I saw the Ailey Company do it, I didn't. You guys are so smooth, you don't realize how difficult it is until you see somebody else do it. And I think that's part of the beauty in his choreography. It's extremely difficult, but it looks like anybody could do it on stage.
Fooled you all. But we also spend so much time in the dances.
I mean, it's kind of just like Esplanade. So many people have done Esplanade and learned it, and they're like, oh my gosh, it's really hard. You know, it's difficult to do. Yes, it's walking and running and listening to the music, but it's not that easy.
And then you guys make Michelle. I mean, I love you in that, Michelle.
Oh, thank you.
And that it is a lot of running. Whoa! But that whole thing where you're moving forward and back and looking at them, and you have to be a personality. They love you. They have to like you the whole time. And again, just the outward appearance of simplicity.
I think that goes across so many of Paul's dances that he lets the dancers shine, like who they are. You see when you're watching the dance. You're not watching like a stage full of robots that all look exactly the same and are all trying to be something they're not. We're just there when we're us, and I think
personalities shine.
I love sitting in the orchestra, of course, but when you go into the second or third mezzanine,
See the patterns.
oh yes,
Oh yeah.
and then and good choreography is so organic; it never stops moving, even when it's still. It's never stagnant.
I have friends that won't sit in the orchestra anymore. They're like, we have to sit upstairs. I want to see Promethean Fire from a flight above. They're like, it's spectacular to watch the patterns. You can't see them in the orchestra. And we don't get to see that often.
I know.
That's my favorite piece. I have to say that.
It's back again this season. So many
Yes.
great dances
a lot
this
of things
season.
that are back.
It's
that are
packed
great.
full.
Now, I want to talk to you a little bit about the difference between the Paul Taylor Dance Company and Paul Taylor's American Modern Dance, because I think that the concept of Paul Taylor's American Modern Dance is a wonderful giving back.
Definitely giving back to the audience, giving back to the dance world, pieces that have not been seen and that should be seen, especially on this stage, you know, bringing it to the masses. It's very important, and it is a giving back.
Like I saw you when I saw Pasacali and Fugue, the Doris Humphrey piece. That hadn't been done in such a long time, and not in that venue with live music, and it probably would never be done.
To give an audience the opportunity to see a work like that also tells you so much about Paul, I think, and Paul's work, to see these other choreographers' works that maybe have influenced him in some way, or seeing sort of the connection, the lineage through the modern dance timeline. We don't get to see that often. We see it with ballet all the time, but modern dance, like, often we're not sort of educating an audience as to like what was before and how we've sort of evolved and come to the place we are. So how incredible for Paul to give that as a gift, basically, to his audiences.
And when we talk about that, I remember seeing Rainbow Round My Shoulder. Live voice again.
Gorgeous.
Beautiful music.
No, but how wonderful that we were able to have that. And I just sitting in the audience watching Paul watch it, and even Betty watch it, you know, they're recalling memories, you know, of all them, like, passing, you know, and the dance world was so small, working together, touring together, being on the same bill. They're like, oh yeah, I remember when, like, this is incredible.
You know what's funny is we keep talking about how, like, we're giving these different dances to the audience, but I keep forgetting, like, how he's giving that to us too. Not only are we dancing, but the opportunity to watch a dance like Rainbow Around My Shoulder from the wings, to see, like, all of us were piled into the wings, listening and watching that dance, and I mean, it's incredibly moving for us, and sort of it really enriches our lives, I think, as dancers, that we're getting to witness these dances we would never see otherwise.
Well, this season we have Sarah Marin's doing Isadora Duncan's dances, and then we have also Trisha Brown, Set and Reset.
Her company.
Her company
We're not dancing.
performing it.
In both works, it's
Right, it's
other
a guest
cast
artist.
The guest artist. So there's that, and then with us, we have Doug Verone, who has choreographed a great piece for us, and we also have Brian Arias, who has choreographed also a very nice piece for us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so this must be Paul Taylor's 147th or 8th work?
What are we on now?
Yeah, it's somewhere around. I lost count.
Yeah, there's so many. My
Mhm.
goodness. But yeah.
Yeah, so we have a new work by Paul as well this
Mhm.
year.
What I've seen this evolution in the last 7 or 8 years, and we talked about this. Going from, I know he works so well in abstraction, but he's gone back into this wonderful kind of story ballet, these dance narratives, and they always have some kind of wicked twist, and they're just so much fun.
Well, what's interesting is I feel like he's gone back to abstraction this year, just as you were getting comfortable.
Just
in-
when I was
Yeah.
getting
in
comfortable.
his storytelling,
Yes.
he
Little
just went
switch
back
up.
to a pure dance work. The music is stunning. It's like really, the costumes are gorgeous. Like everything about it is really, it's just dancing.
I
Yeah.
can't wait to see it.
Dancing,
Yeah.
and it's like a painting with the colors and the lighting.
It's a lot of dancing.
I enjoyed the, what was the piece? It reminded me of the Hamptons in the summer. The boat came in.
Sea Lark.
Yes.
Oh.
Sea Lark, yeah, the boat.
Yes.
Alex Katz designed
Mhm.
the boat with the primary colors,
It was
reds and
beautiful.
yellows. Yeah, it was a beautiful to look at.
piece. And just so genteel in its own way. And in a sense, that's so Paul.
Yeah, I think he gives you a range. He gives you that drama and the darkness, and then he gives you sweet lightness that you just walk out of the theater feeling good about
Yeah.
life. And
Yeah.
I wanted to spend a weekend now
Mhm.
on Long Island.
totally, totally.
After
He wants to
seeing the
entertain
world.
you.
As always, what is, are you, what season,
This is 20. This is 20 season.
Congratulations.
It's
The big
incredible.
2-0. Yes.
Whoa, I made it.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
I
then
feel
some.
very lucky to have made it this long.
About this is your 20th season. So there's the thing of longevity.
Mhm.
How do you keep doing this?
I ask myself the same thing every day. No, you just get up and you do it. Like, I'm passionate about it. I love dancing Paul's work, and I love this opportunity to dance other people's work. And I'm curious, and I'm still interested in kind of learning and growing. And so until I'm not, I think I'll keep kind of pushing forward and trying to do it. But I mean, I get a physical rush, like an actual rush of doing the work, as many dancers do, and you kind of get addicted to that. So it's hard to stop doing it. And it's also, I mean, these are so many answers. There's so many answers
No,
for
but
this
this is
question.
good. This is good.
I feel like, especially in Paul's works, as you age with them, they get better. Not only for you personally, but I feel like what you're putting out, your output becomes richer and more full, and so that's really, really satisfying to dance in dances that you've known for so long, that you've become so familiar, that you can kind of find new things in them all the time.
I always love you in the Walt Whitman piece.
I love that dance. That was a very special experience making that with Paul.
It's,
We're not doing that this year.
Yeah, I know you're not doing
But
this.
I doubt it'll be gone for long. That
No,
will
I-
never stay away very long. It's
But I
beautiful.
will live through it vicariously. I mean, this
Don't worry,
season.
I'm going to give you some other like Trusnovec classics this year. You know, we
Okay.
brought back Banquet of Vultures,
That's
which
a good
is
one.
like one of my favorites to do, one of my favorite things Paul ever made on me. So I'm kind of really happy that this is on the season. The only thing that could have replaced it maybe was Last Look, but I feel like this is more personal since he made it. It felt like for me. Felt very much
Now,
like
what
a
is that
gift.
experience like, going in the studio and knowing this is tailor-made for you, and then after that, whoever does it will be dancing your role, in a sense, because that's kind of as...
I mean, I think in the moment you're just like panic-stricken a lot of times, and you just want to please Mr. Taylor as much as you can. You know, you don't want to disappoint. You want to live up to his expectations of you, or even more. And then I think once the dance is made, you sort of don't even think about that anymore, because he's so giving. He just kind of gives it to you, and you take off with it. And so it's not about pleasing him after that. It's sort of like getting into it and kind of growing in the part yourself. But it is kind of amazing to think of dancers that have danced for Taylor before that I do their roles now, and how important they are to me.
Right.
So I hope that it's that same lasting effect, like it's that ripple effect, that someone that dances these roles later after me feels that same connection. Because there are dancers in the company that I've never met, that were even deceased before I joined the company, and I feel such a bond with them just from dancing their roles. You get to know somebody so well. So hopefully I have the same effect on some young, lovely dancer.
Yes. Well, come in and say, oh, my God. I'm so
And
honored.
we'll find those roles as satisfying as I do. That's always the hope.
And find their own
Always.
inner light in it.
Always.
Now, Michelle, we've been doing these interviews now. I'm so glad you joined us, Mike.
Right?
It's a family affair
I
now.
know, I
but
feel
we've
like
been
it.
doing this now for about 7 or 8 years.
Is that it?
The two of us. Well, yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I just assumed you've been doing
And
that
forever. Yes,
Forever
please.
since
Yes.
I've been in the company. I know, but it's like our traditional thing.
Yeah, and I look forward to it because it's every season. It's like I see you on stage, and I see you grow,
Oh, thank you.
and it's wonderful. I mean, there was when we first started doing them. You were always very secure in what you were doing, but there was a different type of energy, I'll say, anticipation. Now you seem much more in your own skin in all of this.
I hope so. It's been a while. So yeah, I think that there's something about, it's like fine wine. You age and you mature and you find different things within each dance, and you look forward to different things. And I like finding the calmness, in each piece, being very present with each partner and being in that moment, in that space, and feeling the energy with the entire company, and also feeling the energy from the audience, getting that feedback. So in order for me to do that, being comfortable with each dance and just with myself and knowing what I'm doing, being secure, it allows me to do that, just to truly be present and have a great time.
Because this is your 14th season?
Ooh, no, 16.
My God, that's wonderful! Congratulations.
Thanks.
What other company? Is there another company out there that has the amount of people that have been dancing
No,
with
I mean,
one
I-
choreographer for so long?
No, and I think sometimes that
It's
Graham
rare.
allows that
Yeah.
dancers
Yeah,
to
to
stay a long
return
time
and
and stay a long
or-
time and
It
and
speaks
grow
to like
within it.
loyalty and to the dancers and to Paul, I
Yeah, I
think.
mean, like
Exactly.
there are like
So
maybe
invested.
1 or 2 people at Aelia that are
20-year
that have
people,
been
yeah.
there,
Yeah.
but not very many companies have that.
I also think it's the way he designs the movement.
Sure.
It doesn't it doesn't hurt your body.
Well.
because some
well, I mean, I
Well,
wouldn't
you know what I'm
say
saying.
that,
Yeah, okay. Oh,
but,
yeah.
It is
But
a more
there's-
naturally
yeah.
based.
Yes.
It's not
Yeah.
like you're forcing turnout and doing those things. We are much more.
I mean, there are things that are required
Oh,
and
yeah.
things that do, develop over time, but you take care of yourself between SLT
We do it all.
and gyro and, people going swimming. You're doing other things to take care of your body in order to sustain this work.
So Michelle, what can we look forward to seeing you in this season?
Oh, wow. Well, I'm in Brian's piece and in Doug Barone's piece, so I'm excited about those pieces happening this season. Of course, Piazzolla is a favorite.
Are you two partnering? You-
Naturally, always.
Yes, yes.
And Esplanade is back in the rep, of course. And let's see what else.
I love
Musical
seeing Michelle in musical offering. I was just
Musical
about to say.
offering.
Good.
The section
I'm-
where at the men where
yeah.
she's just floating
I'm
through space.
floating.
It's the
like
most
this
beautiful section.
Totem just kind of like flying through the air. I love that. It's a beautiful. Talking about being calm, it's funny. I always picture it, and I probably shouldn't, but it's one of those moments where I imagine that there's chaos underneath me, and I'm rising above it, honestly, and then I'm just carrying on, floating above all of the chaos.
That
And
must be a wonderful
so it's a
feeling on
lovely
stage.
moment.
Luckily, the way it's lit,
Yeah.
because it's so dark below her, you
Yeah.
can't see the chaos. You just see the.
Right. No, there
happy
isn't
floating.
chaos underneath
No.
me happening. It's just like my image. Like when I think of that moment, I'm like, oh, just rise above everything and then just float away. So that's a lovely moment.
You guys took time out. You're rehearsing today. You're opening in for 3 days or 4 days. So it's you took the time out. I really appreciate it. As always.
Happy to talk to you.
Well, thank you. So everyone out there, please come to see the Paul Taylor Dance Company, March 7th through 25th. That's March 7th through 25th at Lincoln Center, Coke Theater. I still call it.
State Theater.
The State
Yes,
Theater.
I still do.
So do I.
Either works.
Yes.
Just come. We don't care what you call it.
Yes,
theater.
just
come
just
see
Come
us.
see the show.
And thank both of you again. I really
Thank
do.
you. Thank you.